Namaste and welcome to your Zen in 10 with me, Natalie Linden. So this week in my Hatha Flow class we've been exploring the chakra system, and the chakra literally translates as a vortex or a spinning wheel. And we have about 6 along the spine, but we have about 7 in total, which one above the head. And these chakras are vortexes of energy where the meridians in the body, I think there's 72,000 meridians, intersect at these points along the spine. And they come, and it may look a bit new agey, but all of these points correspond to an endocrine gland, so part of the endocrine system. An endocrine system is all about hormonal production, so hormonal producing organs in these spaces. So and we always work in yoga because it's about the energy ascending. We work from root to crown, and in the chakra system, the root is Mula, is called root, and muladhara is this root chakra, which is right at the base of the spine where your pelvic floor is. And they call this the wellspring of energy that we create, and we can seal this energy in. And disease and illness come about when these vortexes of these wheels start to spin off in a different direction. And in the case of the first chakra, with the root, muladhara chakra, if it starts to spin slightly off, it means that you might be in a period where there's a lot of change. You might have a massive change in circumstance, financial position might have changed, you might have moved house, you might have discovered you're pregnant. All of these things can uproot our being. So today's focus is really about grounding the body. So we're going to look at an earth salutation sequence and also a balance. So when we come to balance, it's really good to help improve focus, concentration, and to help us root down through the feet. So for the practice, you'll need one of these. If you don't have a thick yoga brick, this is what it's called, you can have a thick book, a dictionary, a Bible will suffice too. We will be standing on it. Ordinarily I'd say have a toilet roll handy, but because we're standing on it, you don't want to crush your roll, okay? So do find something that's appropriate. We're going to start standing. So standing up, bring a brick and bring it between the legs so that the block base is flush with the top of the thighs. Come and stand at the back of your space. You've got your whole playing ground in front of you. So with the block, you'll find that the feet are automatically hip width apart. And it also helps to innervate the pelvic floor as well. So we're going to do a little bit of footwork. The feet and the ankle joint do connect with this muladhara area. So lifting the toes up, let's start to bring the weight into the heels. So just letting the heels take the weight. Spread the toes out as much as you can. So this is really good to improve your toes and to release bunions. And then just bringing the little toe down and then working each toe in turn until the big toe comes to the floor. And that might feel a little bit awkward. And then go with it and then start to float through until you find that you're lifting the heels, pressing into the toes, and you'll probably find that you're squishing the block as you do this. And then repeat, so lifting, and then let's take the pelvis into the movement as well now. Sit bones descend back as heart lifts, you've got this front body extension. Exhale, squeeze, press into the toes, lift the heels. Very micro movements. And this is what I teach in my classes. The micro movements tend to have more impact. They get more sensation in the myofascia, which is the lines of the body in the connective tissue. Good. And then coming back a little bit, again just taking the bottom back, and you can take the arms back a little bit now, and then as you come through you can start to lift the arms. So you can do a little bit of arm swinging with the movement in the balance. Good. And with the next inhale, just come and find your tippy toes, lift the arms, keep your gaze rooted to a spot, draw the navel in, and that will help to lift the pelvic floor. Good. Exhale, coming down. So that simple movement really helps to ground through the feet. taking it into an earth salute. Inhaling, lifting up, keeping both parts of the toes, even pressuring toes and heels. Exhale, lift the toes and bring all the weight into the heels. Imagine you're hovering over a disgusting public loo. And then allow, at the end of the exhale, allow yourself to fold over like a trouser press. On the inhale, find the shin bones. Start to elevate the chest and look forwards and start to feel the engagement down the length of the spine. Exhale, coming to a flat, coming into a uttanasana. Have the knees soft. Finding your fire toes position, so squeeze the block quite a lot, and this will help you to balance. You might even find that you can take the hands off the floor. Slide and glide into all fours. Keep the toes curled under. That helps to create stability. Bring the hands into a position that feels supportive for your shoulders. So the tighter, the more open we fan the hands. If you're okay, the index fingers, so the smile of the hands facing in. Inhale, allow the tail to come back, roll the shoulders back, nice heart lifts. Exhale, rounded back. Good. And really you can start to walk the hands a little bit closer just to exaggerate that nice stretch. Inhale, come back, have a little wag. Exhale, squeeze the brick, find downward facing dog, pressing into the hands. So we take from the legs to give to the spine, so bend the knees to lengthen the length of the spine. Come to the inner hands, just so you feel more the hollowing of this area. So you're just starting to press in, so you feel that the back muscles are starting to engage. If you can, bring the heels to the floor, keep squeezing the breath and find your plank pose. So hovering over the shoulders, and then just start to allow the legs to come down as the heart lifts. Roll the shoulders back. Knees to the floor, take an up dog. So bring the block so it's just nestled on the floor and just let go of it a little bit in this position. Good. Curl the toes under, find plank and come back to your downward facing dog. Walk the hands back towards the feet and just bring the booty back. So you've got that nice, you're lifting the toes. Find your chair pose again. Good. And then from here, peel the belly in, lengthen the tailbone, elevate to the sky. Good. And then bring the hands to touch into the heart space. So if you have more time, you can repeat that whole sequence again, the earth salute. Otherwise, coming into the main pose. So we're going to bring a block, we're going to change our whole seat of balance now. So normally when I teach this pose, I don't use a block, but I think it's quite nice to have a block, just to change your perspective on a pose. Have the foot so it's really supported and you feel quite the spongy essence of the block beneath the foot. And see if you can lift. So the key to balance really is the big toe really mounds and the arch lifts. And again, take the hands as stabilizers to the hips. That's also quite useful. And then just do something wrong to start with so you can feel it in your body and you can sort of know when it's happening. So hip, just let it go. So imagine you're on Love Island. Just let that hip splay to the side, like so. And then naughty hip, this is called. And then good hip. Draw it into the midline and just feel the difference in terms of your pelvic floor here. So you might feel this subtle engagement as you press the hips. So you're almost cinching the hips in and the waist in towards each other. So you've got this kind of drawing in effect. And once you've got that drawing in effect and you're quite happy with that, take it to phase 2. Lift up the knee and just hug the knee into the chest. And again, your body naturally reassesses every a sixth of a second actually. Good. Find your balance here. Allow the shoulders to roll back. Let the right thigh come back. Get length in that whole leg. See if you can grow tall from the foot to the crown. Good. And then see if you can interlace the hands behind the back of the leg. Press through the heel. Good. And if you can, take the right hand to the sky. And if you feel that you've got it in you, take the left hand to the sky. Keep pressing that heel forwards as the right thigh comes actively back. Good. And then bring that foot to the floor. And just remove the block for a moment and just stand in Tadasana, to mountain pose. And just feel that sense of energy transferring up the leg Just notice the sensations here. And then when you're ready, come to the other side. So left foot on block. Again, just practice the feeling of what it feels like to get it wrong. You probably feel the connection is minimal in the pelvic floor. And then when you do this, zing, the zipper is activated. Good. And then one more. Zing. Okay, from here again, find your balance. Lift up the pelvic floor, lift up the leg. So we always lift when we've lifted ourselves from the inside. Breathe here, just for a moment, and just check your balance. Remember, take that left thigh back to grow tall from root to crown. Interlace the hands under the hamstring, press away. Again, imagine you're doing a martial art move. And then if you can, the left arm, good, just for balance. And again, right arm if you can. You see I'm wobblier on one side, and we all have a better side, right? Good, and then when you've had enough, bring it back down. Okay, and just let yourself notice and feel and observe. And just a quick counter pose. Bend the knees, elbow to elbow, grab the elbow with a hand, and just allow yourself to drop. If you have high blood pressure, this might be enough for you. And just have a little sway from side to side. So you imagine that you are a monkey swinging between the trunks of the legs. So just allowing the upper back, slight rotation to ease tension. Rotate to ease, always twist to ease. And come down and sit on the floor and just find a position that's comfortable for you. Now you can keep this position and you can stay here in a seated meditation, or because of the length of the video, it's just a taster for today, and bring the hands to the heart. And namaste.